This episode of How Pastors Are Made is one that I'm super excited to film. I've been waiting on this for weeks now, to be honest with you. But I'm here with Miss Kayla, and I want to ask you a question that I ask every single pastor.
Yes.
How did you get saved? And what was your upbringing like?
Okay. So I grew up in a very Jamaican Seventh-day Adventist home. Okay. And a lot of verbal abuse with like my mother and her husband at the time. And growing up like that, I remember them telling me that the reason why we were having so many hardships in our home and the reason why we didn't have a lot of things and plans kept, falling apart and they could never keep a job was due to me. Like I was the reason why they could not be prosperous in the house. And so I believe that. If you understand psychological trauma and abuse, I believe that. So I was like, God, fix me, whatever it is in me that's stopping you from blessing my house, whatever it is in me that's stopping you from letting them have a job and keep a job or keep a house, because we kept moving from house to house because we kept losing houses. And I was like, help me change my heart. And so I needed a Bible because I wanted to read more about God. And I remember God having a funny way of providing a Bible for me. It was a collegiate study Bible that I found on my granny's bookshelf in her home. And my mother at the time, when I asked her for a collegiate study Bible, she said I wasn't worth the money. But God has a funny way of doing things. I was at my granny's house. I pulled this Bible from the shelf, and it was a collegiate study Bible. The same thing I was asking God for so I could study and read my word better. And I had the perfect Bible casing for it that fit. And I didn't even get the two things together. And God worked it out. And that was my very first Bible that I preached from. And I had that thing all the way to the wheels are starting to fall off, which the wheels have fallen off at this point. And I preached from it for like the first 5 years of my ministry. And it was everything to me. So that's how I kind of came to know God for myself and wanting to be saved, was because I thought I was going to Jesus so he could save my family. But in turn, he ended up saving me because he became the father I never had. He became the protection that I was seeking for. He was the provider that I was always wanting to have. And he never took his hand off of me. So.
Hey there, to all my believers. October 18th in Dallas, Texas, you need to be at Speak Up Church. I don't care if you're a pastor, a preacher, deacon, maybe you just sit in the pews. If you are a person who has any need to increase their influence, their impact, or their income, you need to be at Speak Up Church. This is a one-day conference where we're going to give you not just encouragement, not just make you feel good, but give you the actual tools to go to another level. When you leave, you'll be able to implement instantly. Go to churchwiththevoice.com, pick up your ticket. We'll see you October 18th in Dallas, Texas. So, moving into ministry.
Yes.
How old are you the first time you get up to preach a sermon?
I was 18 years old. I was 18 turning 19. My very first sermon from the ground, but my very first sermon. And it was so cool because like I had my little Bible.
Same pink Bible?
Same pink Bible with the bookcase or the little Bible casing. And that was, I preached the pages off that Bible for years. That was my preaching Bible, I think, until I was like 24. I think 24, 25, I stopped preaching from paper and I started to get a little technical. Okay? Got a little iPad, got a little situation. But I was preaching from paper the whole entire time. So that Bible went everywhere with me. So yeah, it's that Bible.
Okay, 18. Mm-hmm. And what's that first? So when you take a position in the church and you take a pastoral elder position and you start being put in front of the people as a leader.
Yeah.
There's some funny things that happen, and I can't say what the funny things are for every person because it's different for every person. So what's that first year like of being in a leadership position and realizing people are watching you? Are they judging you? Are they just happy for you? Are they like, I can't wait to see Kayla go far? Are you facing haters? Like, what is that experience like for you?
All of the above. All of the above in an Adventist environment. Because I still was not recognized as a preacher. I'm still just a speaker. I'm still just Sister Kayla. Nobody was gung ho about sending me to Oakwood to become a preacher or a pastor because they don't make a lot of money. And it was like, oh, are you sure you don't want to be a nurse? And especially in a Caribbean household, like I need y'all to understand like the weight of being Caribbean. So it was like, so you have all these gifts and these talents and you want to just preach? It was not revered like a man. If I was a man at 18 and I start preaching, they would be like, man, yes, let's send you on to be a pastor. This is amazing. And I was like, you're a woman? This is what you want to do with your time? Yeah, my great grandparents were not excited. They were not like, you don't want to be a nurse? No, ma'am. I don't want to be a nurse. Not a doctor, not a lawyer. No, it's not for me. Not a caretaker, because they were caretakers. My whole family just comes from like nurses and caretakers, realtors, something where they can see the profit and that mindset of pastors don't make anything. So on top of that, that being a woman, people worrying about if I'm going to be secure or not, if I'm going to make the money, the judgment at 18, 19, because I'm still young enough to where I am being treated like a child, but old enough to where everything I do is scrutinized. And so I'm still too young for them to really push the whole, why aren't you married agenda, right? It's just 18. So I'm still a little child to them. And so, and then nobody else is doing this. Nobody could point me to another woman my age that wanted to preach. Everybody was very much like a lot older, where they could be my grandparents or something like that, or my auntie or my mother. And they were still in the space of, I'm not a pastor because I don't call myself that, because God doesn't want me to be a pastor, because women are not in leadership positions and roles, but I speak for God. So there was a lot of very interesting spaces, and even being respected when I preach, not wanting to pay me, right?
Yeah.
And also preaching from the floor.
Yeah.
Like, again, if I was an 18-year-old male, it would have put me in the pulpit. But because
and
I
they would
was,
have gave you a check.
yeah, 18, 19-year-old woman, no. From the floor, we might give you a title, we might respect you, or we're just not going to.
So,
hey, what
first
you
of
just saw is a clip from our show, How Pastors Are Made, where we go through the good, the bad, the ugly, the ups, and the downs of becoming a pastor. We appreciate you for watching. Pretty please hit that like button and definitely hit the subscribe button. If there's a pastor that you want us to speak to, please let us know. If you enjoyed this conversation, then the link to the entire conversation is in the description. Also, we have plenty more conversations with other pastors. We would love for you to watch those as well. If there's a pastor you want us to speak to, again, let us know who the pastor is. If you are a pastor watching this and you want to tell your story on how pastors are made, there's a link in the description. It gives us a little bit of information so that we can contact you and schedule a date to record so you can have the next episode of How Pastors Are Made. With that being said, God bless you. We love you all. Find somebody and find a way to do something good.